So I guess you get to like about to graduate or leading up to graduation, you know, you're thinking, hey, this is possible. Like, how does that work to go? Like, are agents coming to you? Like, what is that scene like in the years that you were doing it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as you kind of finish up, or during your senior year, as you finish up your senior year, you start to get interest from agents. But you know, agents are going to tell you what you want to hear because they're hoping to be hired.
Yeah.
So you kind of learn, okay, I'm not just going to listen to what the agent says. So I'm going to kind of just continue to develop. And in my the spring after my senior year, or the spring after my senior season, I went to Nashville and trained and got invited to the Senior Bowl, invited to the Combine. And, you know, looking back, it was just kind of a blur because it was just one thing after the other. Yeah. And you just kind of put your head down knowing, all right, I'm going to give it my all each day, and then look up at the draft, which was, I think, in April, and see what happens. And so, you know, sure enough, just kind of put my head down through that spring, went through the different steps, you know, post senior season, pre-draft, specifically the Senior Bowl and the Combine. And then, you know, sure enough, 2006 draft, 4th round, get drafted by the New England Patriots.
Yeah. That's like, wow, right?
Yeah,
look back,
it was
like,
wow.
We're here. Whoa, this is amazing. What's the Combine like? When you go in there, you like, I mean, I know you've prepared this entire, I guess some people have prepared their entire lives to get there, and you get there and you're like, wow, I mean, I kind of have one shot to show everyone what I can really do. Yeah,
I mean, in the moment, obviously, it's a huge honor to be able to go. Mm-hmm. It's a huge honor to be amongst, you know, the best in college football that year. It's a huge honor to kind of just see where you stack up in terms of the 40, in terms of bench press. You know, it's kind of, for a competitor, which obviously everyone there is, it's kind of a really cool moment where you're like, all right, let's, you know, it's not football, but it's obviously kind of athleticism and all these important marks that, you know, you're trying to achieve. You know, so in the moment, that's what you felt. Looking back, you sit there and you go, man, NFL's a business. You know, like literally you line up in your underwear, you know, or in boxer briefs, and you walk across the stage and you stand there with nothing but boxers on, posing. And you know, looking back, it's like, man, you're a number at that point, right? You're just like a, you know, is this person an asset for us? What are they worth to us?
Yeah.
And so as I reflect back on that time, it really something you miss in the moment because you're in the moment. But as you reflect, it was kind of the first signal that I got where you go, okay, you know, NFL is clearly a business. You know, it's what can you do for these coaches and these teams? And it's just they're there to assess you.
Yeah. Where are you when you get that phone call to be drafted?
I was with my family. We were watching the draft on TV.
Yeah.
It was, you know, at the time there was 2 days of the draft. I think rounds 1 through 3 were on the first day, 4 through 7 were on the second day. So we watched the first day, even though it wasn't likely I was going to go on the first day. So early Sunday morning is day 2, and I'm with some family and friends at my house. You know, I would say it was an informal party, just a gathering to kind of see what happened. And sure enough, early in the morning, or early in the draft, I think it was, I don't know, 10 a.m. or so. You know, my phone rings, and obviously, you know, it wasn't totally unexpected, but you're not exactly, you know, watching your phone for 4 hours either. Yeah,
it's actually ringing.
Yeah, so it rings, and you're kind of, your nature is to look up at the screen and go, okay, who's picking? Who is this going to be on the other end of the phone? And I don't remember if the Patriots were on the screen yet, but obviously
because there's a little delay.
And then obviously when you do answer, you know, find out it's the Patriots, and shortly after, you know, your name pops up, and they talk about you. You see your highlights, and
it's crazy, isn't it?
You know, you give hugs, you cheer, and you know, it's kind of a cool moment, especially to be able to spend it at my parents' home and with friends. To kind of be in that moment was cool.
Yeah, Dad was there with you as well.
Yep.
Yeah. That must be so cool. Like, just to have those moments. I mean, you know, I'm fortunate. My dad was, you know, we played a lot of golf together and was around for tournaments, and I kind of, you know, just having him there was special, right? Yeah. Cool, and Mum too. But I mean, when you get that phone call, that's when the show starts, isn't it? That's when you really have to get to work.
Well, exactly. It's a life-changing event. It's both celebratory because it's kind of the payoff to what you've done, but at the same time, it's like, all right, now it's time to go.
You've been given the opportunity. Now you need to prove yourself and work. And so, you know, my dad and I shared a hug that day that I'll never forget. And, you know,
my wife, girlfriend at the time, was in the room. So to be able to share that kind of life moment with her, that she was a part of that, now we're married and have kids, was special for me too, looking back.